Another session on cloud computing. We are meeting on a day 3. It's day 3. And from in the last session, we understood about the server creation. How do we create a server? How do we provision a server? And what is the service we used here, friends, to create the server? What did you type here?
EC2.
EC2. EC2. Elastic Compute Cloud. And we could create the server. So the first thing when we log in, we have logged in as the root user. We will understand how do we log in as the IAM user some other day, not today. But we have logged in as the IAM user. We know that we have something called IAM user as well. Because when we join a company, they would create a user for us. Because we need to log in, right? And we would be logged in as the IAM user. And depending on the roles and responsibility that we have in the company, we would have the policies accordingly, right? So you would have limited access, but as the root user, you have the ultimate privilege. So you can check the bill, you can create any services, delete any services, do whatever. The root user has the ultimate privileges. He's the owner of the account. Now, before we create the EC2 instance, the first thing that we should do is select the region. See, if you look at the global infrastructure of AWS global infrastructure, what all they have globally as from the infrastructure, from the hardware perspective. Let's go there. I'm gonna take you to a link. Let's type AWS global infrastructure. Just type this. So you got this link, the first link, global infrastructure. Let's come here and look at this. The most extensive global cloud infrastructure. They have started early in the market as compared to Azure and GCP. They have started early. AWS was launched in 2007. Other cloud has come later, 2012, 2013, 14, like Azure, GCP, and other clouds. The first cloud provider is AWS. Now, what they say, they have 37 launch regions, each with multiple AZs, availability zones. And totally they have 117 AZs, availability zones. So we'll focus on these two terms today. The region, how many regions they have? 37 regions, launched regions. And there are other regions that are coming soon as well. They are coming up with other regions also. But there are 37 which are launched. If you want to know the list, you have the list here. In the North America, they have these many regions. 9 regions they have in North America. In South America, they have 2 regions. They're putting this in a beautiful diagram as well here. Regions, they're available in these regions. So don't think region as the country. No, that's not right. In India also, they have 2 regions, one in Mumbai, one in Hyderabad. In South America, they have 2 regions. In Europe, they have 9 regions. Middle East, 4 regions. Tel Aviv, Middle East, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and Middle East. Africa, they have only 1 region, Cape Town. Asia Pacific, they have 13 regions. In India, here they have 2 regions from India as well. In China, we have, look at the location here. So they have multiple regions, and then in Australia and New Zealand, you have 2 in Australia and 1 in New Zealand. Earlier, it was not coming up. So if you look at this carefully, these two confirm that they have the regions, but the New Zealand one is coming soon, as you can see this. So wherever you see this, they're coming soon. They are not at all ready now. So the New Zealand one is coming up. They are not ready. So they have not counted in the list. In the 37 list, New Zealand was not included. Same thing. So wherever you see this mark here, means they don't have, for example, they have everything here, maybe in Middle East, yeah. In Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, they are coming up. So in New Zealand, they are coming up. Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, they are coming up. In Europe, they have everything. They are not, no, they are not planning. In South America, they're coming up. They're planning up. So there are 3 regions that are coming up as per the plan. So 37 launch regions they already have, and 3 they're coming up. So they will be soon become 14 sometime. Okay, how do we define a region? I told you it is not a country. Don't think region a country, right? So how do we define a region? So region is a logical thing. It's not something physical. The physical thing is the availability zones, the data center, right? I have demonstrated you the diagram of a data center, right? How it looks. Let's say Google data center. Let's take this example. So we have this data center. This data center. So this is what we call a data center. This facility, real facility. This data center is what we call this kind of facility, what we call a data center, AZ. You can call a data AZ or data center, both are the same, one and the same. There's slight difference. We'll talk about that, not today. But think like AZ as the data center. So they have total, and all this data center is full of these servers, this kind of servers, right? The compute, the storage, and various other services. They have it. It's running. They have cooling mechanism. These servers cannot run out of electricity. These servers cannot run out of internet. Like all those things, they have it. It's very costly affair to have a data center in place. It's very costly affair, right? This is what a data center looks like. So they have 117 AZs. And when you group the AZs, it becomes a region. When we group the AZs. So as I told you, region is not a physical thing, it's a logical thing. When we group the AZs, it becomes a region. For example, let's say minimum one region, minimum, friends, they need to have 2 AZs, minimum greater than equal to 2 AZs. Minimum requirement for the region is to have minimum 2 AZs. It could be more, but the minimum it has to be 2 AZs. Usually they are 3. Usually one region has 3 AZs in most of the time. Usually, and maximum they have up to 6 as well. There are few regions where they have maximum 6 AZs as well. So this is you will find this in 80% of the case, 80 to 90% of the case, you will find there are 3 AZs. In Mumbai, in Hyderabad, there are 3 AZs. So you can check this again. You can go to the same link and you can check how many AZs you have in every region. If you just hover your mouse, no, they are not showing up. Earlier they used to show, but we can check. Let's say if I go to a region, are they showing up here? Okay, they are not. Earlier they used to give the count also. Here is the count. Here they are written. They have changed this layout. Look at this. AZs is equal to 3, and they launched in 2008. In Canada, again 3. 2016 they have launched. In Mexico, again 3. US West 3. Now US East, it is 3. US West, it is 4. As I told you, right? Usually there are 3. You will always find, mostly you're going to find the 3. And there are maximum also 6 as well. There are few regions where they have 6 in Europe. There are few. So just know that there could be. It depends on the plan, how they plan. Usually there are 3. Mostly you'll have 3. Yeah. It's 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Yeah, 3. Keep it simple, it's 3. When you combine this, it becomes a region. And these AZs are some distance apart. Why they are some distance apart? Why don't you why they have not kept adjacent to each other, friends? Any idea? So let's say I'm calling it, let's say I'm showing you one region. I'm showing you a region. And I told you that one region has got 3 AZs, right? AZ1, AZ2, AZ3. Why do you think the ages are distance apart? Any idea? Any guesses?
Risk of natural disaster. If anything happens, then that particular AG will be unavailable. Since cloud is known for highly available, they make sure the data centers are far apart. So if one AZ gets down, then automatically they have a backup in another AZ.
Absolutely correct. So see, we have to see why people prefer cloud? Because what is the ultimate goal? Forget about it. What is the ultimate goal? If I'm deploying my server, my application in the cloud infrastructure, what is the ultimate goal? I want my application to be highly available. I would like my application to be highly performing, secure, reliable. Right? Definitely, that's the ultimate goal. Highly available. That's one of the first thing that I expect my application. It's a Flipkart, Swiggy, Zomato, any application. They have to be highly available. Performance should be highly performing. Reliable. Failure will happen, but how? That's the reliability. Failures are bound to happen. Even Google had a downtime. But how soon you recover, that's called reliability. Security. I want my application to be secure. Right? There are 4 important things that we aim for. And the idea behind this setup that have multiple AZs in a region, that idea here, okay, you deploy when you're deploying a server, let's say you have a 3-tier application, web server, app server, database server, let's say 3-tier normal. So what they recommend, okay, when you're creating the server, don't create one server in one AZ. No, that's not the idea. Or don't create all the servers in the same AZ. We should not do this. Why? If flood came, natural disaster came, something happened, and you have all your servers, web server, app server, database server in the same AZ, you will have a downtime. And you don't know when you will recover. So they never recommend to have all your servers in the same AZ. They always recommend, it's always recommended, have your servers in multiple AZs. Why? In case of disaster recovery, in case of disaster, in case of natural calamity, anything, right? If this AZ is down, you have servers in the other AZ, you will not have the downtime. But best to leverage all the AZs of the region. These are distance apart, around 200 kilometers, 150 miles apart. Yes, they are. And that's the region. If the flood came, we don't want all the AZs to get impacted. We don't want all the AZs to get impacted. So they are distance apart, 150 to 150 miles apart. They are apart. But they're connected using high bandwidth and ultra low latency network. They are connected. AWS has made sure that you will not even realize the latency. Even if you have the web server, app server, database server across all the AZs of the region, the the network latency is going to be quite minimal. It could be in double digit, so 20, 30 millisecond. So you would not realize that, okay, they are in the two different AZs. Is in the same region, the network latency between the two AZs are minimal because they're connected using high bandwidth, super high bandwidth, and ultra low latency network. They have made sure that. So that is why they have this setup. A region has this setup. Multiple AZs in the region. So as I told you, region is not a physical thing, it's a logical thing. When you group the AZs together, we call it a region. They're connected using high bandwidth network and ultra low latency network. It's the speciality. All the AZs are connected like this. So far, so good, everybody.
Yes.
Now, the first thing that we select here before we create the server is what we select a region. Now, on what basis we select a region, Roshan? Let's say you ask this question. We have so many offerings, 37 regions we have. On what basis should we select a region? I have a business idea. That's fine. So what is the criteria? How do we select a region? That's a very valid question. Should I select Mumbai? Should I select Sydney? Should I select Ireland, London? Which one?
Where your core users are located.
Right. And what is the logic? Let's say my most of the users are from Sydney, let's say in Australia. And why do I need to have my servers in Sydney?
So that they don't feel high latency.
Network latency could be minimized. Yes. See, when we hit a website from our browser, Amazon.com, what happens? Or let's say the server is in US, but I am from India. I am this browser. I am trying to hit the server from India, right? So the network packet travels. My Amazon.com, right? They get converted into machine 0 and 1s. It will travel all the way from India to US. My request will reach the server in US. Now server will process my request. That's the server response time that will get there. Will process my request and then they will send the response. Again, the network packet has to travel all the way from US to India. It happens within few milliseconds, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. It could be anything network latency. So network latency does play a role in the overall experience of the customer. Because when I hit the website, I expect the website to be loaded immediately. This got loaded because AWS has done a lot of things. They have used other things. They have used point of presence, CDNs and all. That's why this page got loaded. And even we have cache in our browser. A lot of things happened here and the page got loaded. But if you don't have CDN, content delivery network, if you don't understand CDN, then don't worry. The problem with that, the network latency. So if our server is nearby to the customer location, that network latency could be minimized, right? So the most important region on why we select a region, right? Important criteria of selecting a region is the customer location. if my customer is located, depending on my customer location, if it's Sydney, we should create the servers in Sydney. Around in Australia, if my customer is going to be from Europe, we should have our infrastructure created somewhere in Europe. So that's why these many options they have given. They have not focused only on the US, right? Even AWS. Why are they creating AZs across the world? That's the region. Network latency could be minimized. User experience could be better. So the customer location, if I just put this points, criteria of selecting a region, customer location, first criteria, customer location. Second criteria, network latency. We should understand network latency, where it is more or less. If we have a network latency more between my customer location and the region that I'm selecting, I'm not going to select that region. We can check it. We can create the server and we can ping and we can check the network latency. How much time we're getting is being taken from getting the ping response. There are few times there are government regulations that the data cannot leave the country and all those things. There are few government regulations that can also play a role. A government of the country can enforce no. If you are creating it has to be in this specific regions and also that can also influence the decision. Uh, the service availability could be for like we have so many services, right? Not all the services are available in all the regions. Let's say you'd like to see the most common ones will be always available. Most common ones. Don't expect EC2 will not be available, right? S3, EC2, they are very common ones. They would always have that. But if you want to select a service, but if it's not available in the region, you cannot use that. So that could play a role. Service availability could play a role. It could play a role. And the fifth one is the cost. The cost of the service also differs between region to region. It also differs. Second, these five factors play a role on what basis we select a region. The first three are mostly the decision makers. Service availability, mostly services are available, but it could play a role because there are so many services which are not available in all the regions. And the cost. Cost, don't think that if you create a server in Mumbai versus create the server in US, it's going to be the same. No, it always versus the demand and supply. There could be 10-20 cents difference. It will not be huge difference, but if you're talking about multiple lot of servers, right, it could make a difference. So these five factors, friends, right? Any questions so far?
No.
Perfect. Let me continue our discussion, friends, on the EC2. Like in the last session, we were talking about EC2. Now we understand that, right? We have something called region. And then when we create the server, yesterday in the last session, we went to EC2 and created a server, right? And we know the options that we provided. Minimum options. The mandatory field was key pair. Others were not mandatory. Others were already selected, right? So there are sections to it, right? You have the AMI. Well, we have to give the OS preferences. Could be Linux, Windows. Instance type is your core and the RAM. Key pair is the mandatory field because we need to log in to the server. So we need a key pair for authentication. Then we have the network settings. So every region has a network. We did not talk about this. So every region in Mumbai, right now, I'm selected the Mumbai region. So Mumbai region has a network because if it is not network, then how we would be able to connect to the server, right? So think like this. Let's say you are in the cloud, friends. Let's say you are in the cloud and you're creating a server, let's say in the cloud. Let's say you create a server in the cloud. And I'm here outside in the outside world. I'm here, somebody. Now it's in the cloud, not in the cloud network, somewhere outside. And I'm trying to create the server and I would like to log into the server. So when I'm trying to log in, the cloud is there, cloud is having a network in place. That is why we are able to connect to the server. If it's not about the network, then how we would be able to connect to the server, right? Not possible. So every region has a network. We call it VPC, virtual private cloud. Think about, let's say I'm talking about a region. So we have a VPC. Every region has a VPC, a network where we create the server. So what do we call at the region level, the network? What do we call, friends? This is a point to remember. At the region level, the network that we have, which we call it VPC, virtual private cloud. Virtual private cloud is again one service. VPC is a service, virtual private cloud. So every region has a default VPC. So I am showing you that I'm in Mumbai and I have a VPC here in Mumbai at the network level. Now, Mumbai has how many AZs? Mumbai has how many AZs, friends? Three AZs. If you Mumbai is the region, yes, it has three AZs. I told you, but I can also show you right away. You go to Asia Pacific. If you select Mumbai, you can find the region AZs count. There are three AZs, availability zones. So think AZs as the data center, right? Three AZs. So if you go edit, I'm going to edit the network settings. And you have options of three. So at the AZ level, we have something called subnet. Simple. At the region level, we have VPC, and at the AZ level, when we break the VPC, we call it subnet. So we have subnet ID for AP South 1A. That's my first AZ. AP South 1B, my second AZ. AP South 1C is my third AZ. There are three availability zones, right, in Mumbai. AP South 1A, AP South 1B, AP South 1C. And for every AZ level, what do we have? The network is called subnet. Friends, do we remember this? At the subnet level, the network, what do we call? At the AZ level. At the AZ level, the network we call
Subnet.
If
So is it same for everyone? Like if I log in?
Yeah. Means login means save for everyone means what is the everyone here?
So the end users, if I log into the Mumbai region, I can also
No,
see
that is the same. Yes. If you log in, go to Mumbai, you will have the same thing. Same AZ. Same
not
AZ.
easy. VPC, whatever the ID that you have
Yes,
to.
network. Correct. It will be the same. You can check it right away. Let's go it.
I'll check it.
Log into the cloud console. Check in Mumbai. What is the VPC ID? Check it, please.
Sure.
Let's clarify this thing. It's a very simple thing to cross check. Should be same. It has to be the same. They cannot make it user specific. Can anybody confirm that? Please log into the Cloud Console. Select the Mumbai region and check the network settings, friends. Is it the same?
Yeah, I have checked. Same.
Right, yes, it has to be the same. So, point to remember is this. At the region level, what do we call VPC? At the AZ level, we have subnet. So keep it simple. I'm not going to complicate it anymore. We will go step by step. In the beginning, friends, we go slow. Okay. I want you to understand, get comfortable, and then we'll ramp up. Okay. Let me create the server again, friends. And we have something called security group, right? We have understood that in the last session. What is security group? Security group is the firewall around the EC2 instance. This is the security group. Bodyguard, thing like this. If my server request has to reach it, security group should allow. Security group should allow my request. If security group is not allowing my request, let's say I want to do, I would like to do SSH. Let's say this is the Linux server, and I would like to connect to the Linux server. So from which protocol we use, if it's a Linux server, which protocol we connect to, we log into the Linux server, and which port? Tell me. We have discussed
SSH.
that in the last.
SSH
And which port?
22.
443 for secure.
22 SSH.
SSH is 22. Okay, these are definitions. We should know this. SSH is always port 22. 443 that you told, it is HTTPS. Yes. So if my intention is to log into the server, it could be, it holds good for the on-prem also. Okay, don't think only cloud. No, it holds good for anywhere. If I would like to connect login to the Linux server, we have to use SSH protocol, which happens on port 22. So in the security group, we have to allow port 22. If you don't allow port 22 SSH connectivity, port 22 means SSH. If you don't allow this in the security group, we would not be able to touch this server. We cannot come near the server. Security group, the bodyguard will stop. We have to allow, we have to take security group permission. If we have installed an application, let's say on port 80, think about it. If we have installed an application on port 80, web server is running here. We will access the web server, public IP and the port from my browser. Public IP of the server, port. We will hit this URL from my browser. My request will reach this server. My request will only reach the server when security group has allowed it. Yes or no? Without security group allowing it, can my request reach the server? No, it's a bodyguard. No, it will stop. No, you're not allowed. I have been not authenticated to allow you. Stop. So if you don't allow it, your request will not reach the server. You will not get the page, expected page. Okay, let's understand this little part today. So let's create the server first. Right, very easy to create the server. We have seen that the only one mandatory field is the key pair. So let's call it server 1. And I'll select some, let's say Ubuntu or Amazon Linux. You can select any one of this thing. Let's say I'll keep it Ubuntu. Last session I have kept Ubuntu. I'll keep it the same for a few days. Then we'll change instance type. I'll keep it default because t.micro is the free TIT eligible. Don't use this, you will get charged. 1 vCPU, 1 GB RAM is only free tier eligible, not more. Keep it like this. Key pair is the only mandatory field. We create the key pair. I can reuse the same key pair. We don't need create a new key pair. I created some June, right? June SRE key. Yes, this was the key I could be created. I'll keep the same. We don't need to use this new every time new. No, not required. Network settings. I will not change this. I can select. I would like my server to be in 1A, 1B, 1C. In which AZ, which data center? I can opt for it here. Let's say I prefer to have 1A. I'm selecting 1A. I can prefer it. Last session, we did not have any preferences. We did not touch this. But today, since we know about AZ subnet, I'm selecting it. So my server is going to create in 1A, this fixed AZ. Last session, we created the new security group. I did not create the new security group again. I can use the existing security group. Launch widget 4, launch widget 2, whatever the name was, I don't remember. I'll keep it launch widget 1. If it was default for you, it will be launch widget 1. I'm selecting the same launch widget 1. 8 GB would be the default one. I don't have any problem with that. For Linux, 8 GB is good enough. Friends, selected, launch, and launch the instance. We can check the server. A server is running, getting initialized. It is in 1A. As you can see here, AP South 1A, because we did mention that. If you would have given no preference, it could have created in 1A, 1B, 1C, we don't know. But we have mentioned, I want my server in 1A. They have created in 1A. In a fixed AZ. Getting initialized. I have got public IP and private IP of my server. No different. Our laptop also has a public IP and private IP. Every server connected to the internet has to have the public IP, private IP. Every server has the network card. Our laptop has a network card. We got the private IP from our network card. Even these guys have network card. They have given private IP. So let's do SSH. First, before doing SSH, we have to go to the security. I've selected the server. I'll go to the security and make sure that the security group, this is the security group launch widget 1, has allowing. So look at the inbound rules. I have given a lot of access here, which I don't want, but I have used for the other purpose. I have used this guy to install Prometheus, Grafana, all those things in some session. I'll just delete all those things. We don't require all these things. Port 22 I have given. This means every IP in the world can connect, but everybody would not have my key. So it's fine. So port 22 I have allowed. Save rules. That's the only inbound rules I've given. Port 22. Outbound rule is mostly by default. Everything is all port allowed, everything allowed. So no need to change the outbound rule. Mostly the inbound rules we have made sure that port 22 is allowed. That's it. Let's do SSH. We all know how to do SSH. We can use the command prompt. If you have a MacBook, you can use terminal. There are clients also, MobiXterm, PuTTY, a lot of things, but I'll use command prompt, Windows command prompt. My key is located in downloads folder. I will open the downloads folder in command prompt. This is my key. So I'll go to the Windows folder, Windows downloads folder. And I'll type CMD here. I'm in the downloads folder. I'll type CMD here. It'll open the command prompt, as you can see here with down this, right? This is what I've got, the downloads folder, and I have the key with me. All I will do, friends, is issue one command called SSH command. I would like to SSH. It's a Linux server, right? keys I have given. I just type June and tab because I know the name of the key. So I could do this June key, SRE key. It has given the right, no, wrong key. But that I checked. June SRE key. Looks like I don't have this key here. Where do I have this key then? Okay, my goodness, it is not here. Let me check it. Where do I have this key, friends? Surprise. Oh, I was in the wrong folder. I don't know what did I do to my key. Let me check. Where do I have this key? Do I have this key or not? If not, I need to use a different key.
So, sir, just a question. In such scenario, can we download the key once again?
Oh, no, no, you cannot. Okay, just do this. Just go there and try to, let's see this. We can check it. If they allow import key pair. No, not importing. I don't want import key pair. Look at it. I'm not able to download, right? No options given. Delete, manage, no. So I don't know what did I do with this key. Where did I create with server and I created? I'm not able to find locate this key. I need to use a different key.
If we would have created a new key pair, then we are able
Yeah,
to.
yeah. I was just trying to show you that how can I reuse the key. Make sure you have the key with you. Then only you'll be able to do this. Quickly, I'm going to create another server. Okay, need not worry. I don't have this key with me right now.
So security group is nothing but firewall, we can say, right?
Yeah. So firewall around the EC2 instance.
Okay.
Firewall around the EC2 instance because you have firewall at other level also. So around EC2 instance, yes, definitely you can say that. So all I was trying to show you that every time we did not create a key. Okay, that was the main intention. And I thought I've used this. Maybe I used the other key last session. Maybe I use this now. I know I have this key with me. I'll use this. I'll launch Wizard 1. Okay, and I'll use the 1A. That's it, friends. Now I can terminate my and don't keep the servers running. Let's say I don't need my server, right? The server that I created, server 1, I don't need it. Select it, terminate it. Don't wait. It hardly takes a minute, less than a minute to create the new server. Look at this, my new server is already there. Now I can use my new server. This time my key, my key is this June 2025 key. I don't have any problem with that. I have this key with me. So we can reuse the key. We can reuse the security group. That was the main intention. I have not created the security group and the key pair again. Public IP. So that for the Ubuntu OS, Ubuntu is the default user. So we have to give this. So as such, -i, the key Ubuntu at the rate of public IP. Simple. Hit enter. Type yes. Do you want to continue connecting? Yes. I got connected to my server. Look at this.
Even if we want to change the username of that instance, we can change it, right?
Yeah, you have the command, right? We can create the user add. We have so many users. There are so many users in my OS. Right? If you go to the Linux session, which I have covered, maybe I think you have not got the access. If you when you practice, have you got the access over the weekends? Have they
I've got the access.
got the access? Right? That's good. So if you go, let's say about you want to know about the you how many different users we have. You have user add command to create the new user. But anyway, which I'm gonna show you. Let's say when you get the Linux session, so please practice it, friends. If you have got it, those who have got it, please practice it. How many of you have got it?
Yeah, got it, sir.
Okay, yes, you guys have got it right. So go to the Linux.
I got it.
Perfect.
But we
Yes.
haven't got the access for Google Drive.
Okay, Google Drive. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you. You can do one thing. I'll ask in the WhatsApp group. Okay, the confirmed one. I'm gonna message there. Please give me your Gmail ID. I'm going to add you here. I'm gonna give you access here. Okay, only to the enrolled folks. I'm gonna give it here. Okay, I'll add your name here. Once I add your name here, you'll be able to see this. If you go to the Linux command, friends, there is something called, I have explained you, how do we talk about the user? How do we create the user? What is the group concept? Right? If you go over this couple of things, then you would see the user add, we have user group, file permissions. How do you change the permission of the file? Right? We have, look at this. So ch group, ch mod, ch own, how do you change the ownership of the file? How do you check the last user logged in? User add, how do you create the user? So nothing but so Ubuntu is one of the users here. That's all. So you can also create the new user. You can also create the new group, right? And then you can also modify the user mod and you can change the group of the user. So in Linux, we have the concept of user and the group. When you create the file,
I'm asking in a different perspective. I usually used to work in Microsoft Azure. So there, while creating a VM, the default user is Azure user. Okay. So if we wanted to change the username, uh, while creating itself, like we can change the name instead of Azure user with anyone. I'm just asking in that perspective whether we are able to are we able to change the username instead of Ubuntu with some other different name like.
no, while when you have created a server, no, you don't have option. Once you have the server created, you can add more users.
Oh, okay. Yeah, got it.
You can add more user. So there's a location called etc password. Okay, let me show you. Since I'm already in the server, let me become the root user. I'll become the root user. Root user has the ultimate privilege. I'm the Ubuntu user right now. Ubuntu has limited permission. So this command will help me become the root user. I have become the root user now. I have the ultimate privileges. So root is also one of the user. So there is a file called password etc. Under this location, we have this. They're all the users we have: root user, daemon user, bin user, sys user, sync user, games user, man user. By default, you also have the Ubuntu user also. So we have so many users. Right? So we have a concept of user and the group. When you create the file in Linux, I am this snap folder. How do I know it's a folder? D for directory. It's a folder. If it's going to be hyphen, it's a file. So this folder is owned by the root user and the root group. That's what it is telling me. Who own ownership of the file. So in Linux, we have are you comfortable with Linux? If not, that's why we have this session. That's why we have these PPTs, and that's why we have the Linux sessions shared with all of you. Because I want you to comfortable with Linux. That's very important thing. And that's where you would have got this recording, right? Go over this recording and the PPT I'm going to share with you today. You can right away go to the in the group where we have enrolled friends, the final group where you have been added. Please drop your Gmail address there and tag me once. Okay, I'm going to give you access. Please do that right away. If you have not, if you want to get the access of the, I'm going to give you the entire Google
I
Drive
don't think
access.
any separate group has created.
Not yet. Then wait. Then wait for a few days. Then I asked them to create it. Okay, maybe they would create it today then. Okay, no problem. Once added, just saying that let's not send right away. Once added, you please do this, right? So you can see this. So we have the in the Linux, we have the concept. So you cannot change it. To answer your question, once you give the server, you cannot change it. Okay, that's your answer. Now let's come back our original discussion. So we have the root user right now, friends. Let's update the packages. One of the things that we should do is update the packages. Like how do we do Windows update? This is going to do Linux update. I'll update all the packages, latest packages. Ubuntu is free. I'm able to download the latest packages. As you can see here, the latest package was not given by AWS. It had downloaded a lot of things, as you can see here right away. I have updated the packages. Let's install, friends. Okay, how do we check the running ports in Linux? Let me ask you, all of you, anybody, how do we check all the running ports in Linux? I think I did say the command in the last session, but anyway, I'm asking, how do you check the running ports? It's the interviewer ask you. These things, right? So we should all know this. How much ever good you are, but if these are the basic questions, if we don't answer right, interviewer gets a very wrong perspective of you. Let's say you're very good at Jmeter, you're very good at performance engineering, right? But basic things everybody should know. Anyway, so please go over the Linux sessions, friends. You will be very much helpful to you. But so LSOF, so there are two ways, LSOF or netstat. I don't have netstat installed. For netstat to work, we need NetTools. Netstat will not work here, else would have given netstat. But we need to install NetTools to work with netstat. So one of the other things is LSOF, LSOF, -I, -P, -N. If I do grep listen, if I do, you'll be able to check the running ports. As you can see here, they are defined ports. SSH port 22, 53 for the DNS. They are the running port, there's nothing running. So let's install a web server. Apache 2. Apache 2 is one of the very popular web servers from Apache. Let's install this. apt install Apache 2. I'm installing a web server. By default, web server runs on port. Which port it runs by default, friends?
80.
80. Yes. Now we can check. Is it really running? Can you use the same command? Yes. We're going to use the same command and check it. As you can see here, port 80. What is running? Apache 2 is running. And it was not there. Now it's there. So if I want to access this web server from my browser, what should I do first?
We should allow port 80 in inbound roles of security group.
Perfect. Yes. Absolutely right. So we should go to the security. I've selected the server. We should go to the security. Go to the security group, launch widget1 and edit the inbound rules. And we have to make HTTP. If you give by default, it takes 80. We don't need to change it. So these are my definitions. IANA, Internet Assigned Number Authority. They have defined all these things. You be in on-prem, you be in Azure, you be in GCP, you be in AWS, anywhere. You have to follow this. They have definitions. These things will not change anywhere. I'll let it give everybody the access. This means everybody can access. Even you guys can access. I can restrict this also. But this means just know that 0.0.0.0/0 is means everybody in the world, all the IPs in the world can access this. Save rules. Now from my browser, if I want to access the server, what will I do? Public IP, which is publicly accessible. I'm going to do the public IP and the port. All I have to do is this. This is the default page coming from my server, friends. This page is called index.html page, and it is located in this location in my server. Under where, when we installed Apache 2, they have created this where www.html under where they have created this, and this page is coming from this index.html. I can have another index page added. Let me do cd to this. Cd is the change directory. I would like to go to this. I am which the directory right now, pwd, present working directory. I am in root directory. I would like to change my directory, cd. I would like to go to, I did just, I would like to go to cd where www for that html. So I have changed my directory. I'm here right now. And in this directory, I have an index.html page. Look at this index.html page, and that's where this page is coming from. If I want, I can have a new page also in this location. This I want my web page. Let's say vi. Vi is the editor. If you want to create a file, edit a file, you can use vi editor. Let's say mypage.com. Mypage.html, not .com. HTML. Right? I can write some HTML code. Not bothered about that. I'll just get some dummy HTML code from online. HTML code. Sample HTML code. Fine. Just get some any page. I don't bother. Let's get this page links. Then so I am going to put this code, and this is what I'm going to page displayed. Okay, I'm just putting this code in the insert. I'm going to be in the insert, and we have to paste this. I'll save this. Now, if I type mypage.html in the browser, friends, do we all know what's going to be the output? Mypage.html. Expected page, everybody? Is the expected
Yes.
page, right? That's what we're expecting, right? We could have made this better. We could have our own page, HTML, CSS, and web server role is to render the web page. I have HTML page, CSS, whatever it is, it's rendering. That's the role of the web server. We'll create application server, we'll create database server, we'll see all those things. Okay. If I don't allow port 80, do you think I'll be able to access this page? Will this work?
No.
I'll show you a little magic. Okay. I'll give you this link to you, all of you. Can everybody access this page? Please confirm. Can everybody access this page? I've given the link. Yes?
Yes.
Yes, able to access.
I'm going to do a little magic now. Security group, the power of security group, I'm going to tell you. This is my public IP. I would like to give only myself the access, let's say. I don't want to give all of you the access. Let's say I decide like this. Can I do this? Let's go and check it. In the security group, I have allowed everybody here, right? I allowed everybody here. I have given 0.0. I don't want to give everybody. I would like to give only myself. So I have given only myself the access. Now save those friends. Now please check it. Can you access this page? Can you access the page now? Is it working for you? It will spin, spin, spin. It will not work.
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah.
It will not work. You can open in corner window. It will not work. But for me, it's still working. I don't have any problem. Because in the security group, I have allowed, okay, allow only this IP. That's my IP. We'll talk about something called CIDR in the VPC. We have a lot of exciting things to learn, friends. So in the VPC, this denotion is called CIDR, classless interdomain routing. So we'll understand how do we understand this? How do you know, Roshan, it's only one IP and not more than one IP? How do you say it's every IP in the world is this? We understand this. This week, on Friday, we're going to understand this. On Wednesday, we'll discuss something else. We'll discuss about IAM. We will on Friday, we'll understand this CIDR. Or in the next session also, we can do that. We will see. We'll understand this. What is called CIDR? Why it is all the IPs in the world? Why it's only one IP in the world? How do you know all these things? How do you understand this? So that's security, because we need to be secure. We don't want more access. We don't want more access to be given. This is this kind of thing, right? It's security breach. If you give like this SSH port 22, yes, others do not have the key. But this kind of access is not required. It's not good for the security sake. Is it good? It is. Do you think, friends, it's secure? This kind of access, everybody can do SSH.
No.
Why do you want to give everybody their SSH access? Only give admin guys, right? So how do you control that? We have a lot of security services to cover. In the security part, we put a lot of efforts. Let me just show you all the security services that we cover as part of the course. I'm adding up new things, friends. We were not had it before. We're introducing it from this. We'll talk about this. So all the security services that we have, not this, security services. We have a lot of security things to cover. IAM. In VPC, we have private subnets, security group, NACL, flow logs, firewall, WAF, seal, guard duty, inspector, mace, protection, data protection. We are going to cover a lot of things. Okay, we are going to add this. You will not find these topics. We have not added to the website as of now, but I have planned for it. I'm going to add this in. So the link which I have given you, this you will not find those topics, detailed topic, security topics in that website. I'm going to add this. On the security services, we cover in detail all those things. Okay. Just a heads up, it's coming up. Okay. Anyway, I've given the link to this website again, but the security part will be added extra. Okay, I'll give you the link to you, what all things we are covering in the security. Just take this link. This is my GitHub link. Okay, these things we are covering in the security sections. Okay, friends. So that's all for today from my side. Okay, you need anybody needs commands. Did I issue any commands which you need to remember, which you need to know? Let me just share this commands. Okay, I'll just put this. Become the root user, friend, sudo su hyphen, and then these commands that. Let me just. Friends, I have shared all the commands with you. Please Make a note of it, friends. Please make a note of this for now. From next session, mostly I'll put that in some good place for you to refer. Please make a note of this comment so that you can practice it. Okay. Made a note? Give me a thumbs up once we made to taken the notes of the commands and the links which you need.
Rishabh, where have you pasted this command?
In this Teams channel, in this group, Teams group. This
Not
Teams.
able to see.
See the chat, see the Teams chat.
Yeah, in the chat only. I am able to see only that HTTP 13.2.
No, I pasted it. Others are giving me thumbs up there. Deepak and Rupesh, they're giving me thumbs up. Are you on mobile, Supriya?
Yeah.
That's the problem. You're not able to see. Don't connect over mobile. Always have the laptop. I'll make you hands-on practice.
Today I had some issue with my laptop. That's it.
Okay. Anyway, okay. What I'm going to do, you need the commands, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, take this link. A link you can copy, right? You're able to copy the link, right? Yeah.
Have you pasted it in the chat?
I'm about to. Yes, I have done. Take the command from here, this link. Okay.
No, Rishabh, I'm not able to.
How would I give? How can I give? You are not able to see the link because you're in mobile. You cannot see the command. And how can I help you?
Take the mobile screenshot.
Take the screenshot. Yes, take the screenshot, please. Take the screenshot. From mobile, right? There's a way to take the screenshot. Please take it. Okay, done, Supriya? Please use laptop, friends, to connect. You would not have any such issues. Thank you so much. Okay, friends. So that's all for today. We'll meet on Wednesday and continue our discussion. Please get comfortable with Linux. Mostly we'll have the group created. I'll share the PPT with you, but you have anyway the recorded sessions, Linux, you have received it. You have the Linux, you know how to create the Linux server. Please start practicing, friends. Thank you so much, everybody, for today. We'll meet on Wednesday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.